Well, welcome YouTube, and hello to all my Buster buddies. I am your host, Brad Kleba, and this is Brad's Boredom Busters, your textile art channel. This is the channel where we have fun with fabric. And on today's show, we are going to be doing a tapestry. One of my more popular t-shirts is the Rainbow Sea Turtle. And so I thought I'd do a large tapestry of that as well. It'll be tied up very similar. If you're familiar with the video of the t-shirt version of this pattern, then you'll remember that we did some stitching of the fins to help pull those together to make it easier to tie off. I think on the tapestry version, it'll be large enough where we won't have to do that. So what I used for the tapestry on this project is I went to my fabric store and bought 100% cotton white quilting fabric. And then obviously pre-washed that ahead of time, and then ironed it out, and then I folded over the hems and stitched that down, created a square tapestry fabric, and then soaked it in soda ash, spun it out so it's slightly damp, and now it's ready to have the pattern drawn and folded on it. And so we can go over to the work table and do that. So the other materials you'll need for this project is tying it up with sinew, and we'll probably be doing some detail in the corners, so either sinew or kite string or maybe even fishing line. Rubber bands will probably be used in a small way too. So anyway, just follow along and I'll show you all the materials you need as we go through the project. Let's get over to the work table and get this folded up. Okay, Busters, so here we are. Here I've got my tapestry material laid out. So after I've hemmed it, like I said, I did rolled edges, if you can see that. Ironed over the edges of this fabric 2 times and then did a zigzag stitch all the way around. I have it folded so the right side is inside. This would be considered the back side of the tapestry. And I have it folded with the long edge facing me. So I've got the 44-inch edge facing me. So what you'll need also for this project then is obviously a washable marker. So let's get started on this. And we will start. I don't want to get too close to the top with the head or the bottom fins. Leave some room just for some extra pattern and dye. But we do want to make this large enough to fill out the tapestry. This marker is getting old and dried out. I may have to switch over. Alright, bear with me. I'm going to get a different marker. Okay, I'm back. Alright, let's keep going with this. Okay, so that's our pattern. I think that way I can tell which line I need to fold on. Okay, but kind of like before, like the t-shirt, we'll fold up the head, the body. The pleating of the body will actually put pleats along these side fins and the bottom fin, so then that makes that actually not, makes it easier to fold those up. So I'm anticipating I shouldn't have a problem folding up my fins after I fold up the head and the body. All right, so let's get that folded. and then we'll keep going. And like I say, after I get this folded, I think these corners that, you know, have such a lot of space, I'll try tying up some pattern there as well. All right, I'll get this tied up, enjoy the music. Try to always remember to tie a slip knot in your sinew end first before you start folding. That way you don't have to let go of everything and maybe have it come unraveled. Obviously, I'm not that smart every time. don't want to have too many rings. Like I say, I want to still do rainbow, so this is probably enough, if not maybe one too many, but I'll work it out. Maybe we start with red, we could end with red. Yeah, red, blue, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and back to red. Yeah, that would work. All right, well, hey, who knows? Hopefully this comes out looking cool. It's tie-dye. How can it be anything else but cool, right? Okay, so now let's tie up our fins. So the bottom one is pretty easy. This one we can almost just split in half. So basically on something like this, you want to try and line up your lines on both sides. So kind of fold it right down the center. And then fold that up. Side fin. Alright, so for the side fin, you just gotta straighten out these pleats that you've created here with the shell. Alright, so if you see what I'm doing here, I'm literally trying to fold the fin in half. Essentially it'd be the same thing if we had stitched it, and if you think that'd be easier for you, you go right on ahead and do that, that's okay. But just try and gather up this line to the line that's on the other side. And then, like I say, let the pleats kind of help it gather on its own. There you go, just like that. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so let that stand up on its own. Kind of really pinch it together, and the moisture in there will help kind of hold it in place until you get your sinew on it. And again, I forgot to tie a slip knot, so. Okay. Now time to lasso this. Let's see, I want to come that way with it. Just like that. Try and eyeball your lines as best you can. Okay, that's that. So, we got our corners. Let's see the corners. What can we do with those? Make something cool. Make something cool looking here. Alright, there's the two corners tied up. So what we have left is just a little bit of fabric. So we can scrunch this and just band it. So we got our fins, the head, the shell body, and then our two corners ready to go out and be dyed. Alright, so we'll see you out in the garage at the laundry sink. We'll get this dyed up. See you there. Alright Busters, so here we are out at the laundry sink getting ready to dye up our tapestry. Alright, I'll go over the colors as I'm applying them. Like I said, we're going to do rainbow on the shell, and I said I was going to start with red, and we'll probably end with red it looks like. The fins in the head will be kind of a two-tone green. These corners I'll probably do in rainbow colors as well. And then the body of the tapestry will be probably blues and purples. So let's get into it. Something else I want to mention before we get going into this too far. Because we're probably rather dense on the shell, but also these corners. So I'll apply the dye, and we're going to kind of let it sit to saturate as much as we can, and then I'll reapply more before we put it in the tub to cure. Alright gang, so that's all the dye, but I'm going to let those spots sit and reapply. I'm not going to make you sit through that and watch, so let me just, while I'm flipping this back over, tell you that. So after I get all the dye on that I want to get on, it'll go in the curing tub for at least 24 hours, and then it'll come out and I'll rinse it off here at the sink. We'll start with cold water to get the soda ash out, and then turn it up to hot water to get the excess dye out, and then it'll go in the laundry. We'll wash it on a hot wash and cold rinse cycle. I'll wash it with detergent and then Synthropol, which is a professional textile detergent, and we get that from Dharma. And then after it's washed out, especially for this Tapestry, I will iron it out and we'll do the reveal then at that time. So I'll see you at the reveal. All right, Busters, so here we are. Here's our Rainbow Sea Turtle Tapestry. I think it came out just fine. The center came out nice with the sinew lines. I could have tied it up just loosely and had the colors blend together, kind of like my t-shirts. But this came out, you know, I wanted to try something a little different, and I think this came out good. The fins came out great, the head, and I love the corners. These little mandala corners look good. And then the colors for the background, I don't know if it shows up well in the video, but with the lavender, turquoise, and sapphire blue, and it gives it this watery effect, and I've got some almost like water drops here and there. Yeah, I love the background. I think it came out really good. And so, I'm not quite finished with this yet. My plans are, and I'll do this in another video, I'm going to make a stencil of the Hawaiian Islands, and I'm going to airbrush that across the center here. Anyway, so you'll have to check back for that video. Like I say, you can go this far with it and be done, or you can try what I'm going to do to it next. So come back and check out that video. All right, let's head over to the desk and we'll do a sign off. All right, Busters, that project came out really cool. Hey, I hope you learned something new on this project. Hey, if you really like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming projects. And hey, if you really want to help out my channel, go to my Buy Me a Coffee page and buy me a coffee. That really helps me out. Hey, all right, thanks for watching. Love you all, folks. Peace out, baby, and go bust out some art.